Okay, we're gonna try this again. I started to go live just a few minutes ago and it cut me off and said we were having technical difficulties, so I'm starting all over. Tonight I'm gonna be painting one of these really cute Christmas door hangers. I decided to do it kind of just a Christmas theme, but really you could paint this any color for any time of year. You know, you could do like bright teal and pink and purple and stuff like that for spring, or you could do patriotic colors for summertime, or just, you know, neutrals or whatever color your house is for any time of year. But this one is a Christmas one, and I did little wreaths on the windows and did snow above everything. So I'm going to show you guys how I did all of that tonight. So in case you haven't noticed, if you share this video, you could win a blank cutout of the house to paint yourself. I will go ahead and have like all of these shapes drawn out on it. That way, you know, you can just fill in the colors like this. I went ahead tonight and painted all of the background colors to try to speed it up, because like this red takes about 3 coats of the red to really get it to cover really nicely, and so does the green. So I went ahead and did like the base coats of all of these, and I'm just going to show you how I kind of made it look like that one. So if you will, please share the video. While we're waiting for some people to come online, I will go ahead and I'm going to do a second coat on this lime green color, because it is still kind of streaky looking. The lime green that I'm using is Kiwi by Apple Barrel. You can find it at Walmart. Hi Tammy, thank you so much. I'm glad you liked it. It was one of my favorites. I must have liked it well enough because I actually put my name on it and my house number, and I never personalize a door hanger for myself because I always wind up selling the ones that I make for myself. But this one, I guess I'll be forced to keep it because I actually painted my name on it. So I'm ready for Christmas this year. I won't have to make another door hanger for us. I've already got one ready. As you're coming on, say hello. Tell me where you're from. If you're new to the page, tell me, say, hey, it's my first time watching. That way I can get to know you. And like I said, if you share this video, you can get one of these blank cutouts for free. So be sure and share the video for me. So far, my record number of live viewers was like 70, I think. So I would love to get more than that. That would be awesome. So maybe tonight we can, if everybody shares it, maybe we can get some more viewers. Okay, so I got a second coat on this lime green. For those of you who are coming in a few minutes late, I was saying I went ahead and painted the background colors because it takes 2 or 3 coats of each one to really get it covered well. So I thought it might speed it up tonight and you guys wouldn't be sitting here watching me paint the same color over and over and over. Okay, the cool thing about this one that I painted is all of the shadowing. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's like a shadow going around the edge and around all the trim. And then there's shadowing inside the door. And then let me see if I can show you. Up here on the little scalloped roof, there's shadowing. So I'm going to show you kind of how to do all of that. First, I'm going to go ahead and do this little chevron in the circle down at the bottom. And I'm just going to use my handy dandy stencil. Let me get it further up on here. I hope you guys can see this okay, because I had some issues getting this camera situated. Where did my brush go? There it is. Okay. Let me go ahead and paint this chevron. I was going to show you guys a different technique for doing chevron tonight, but my computer did not want to cooperate, so I didn't get to print out a stencil to show you. So maybe I can do that next time, because I know that's something some people have been interested in. Hi Rachel, this is actually Rachel's door hanger. She ordered it and I decided to paint it tonight in a video. So I should have it ready by tomorrow, Rachel. This stencil has about had it. It won't hardly lay flat. It's just been washed and manhandled one too many times, I think. So I'm just giving this little bottom circle just a lime green chevron pattern. And if you're wondering where I got my stencils, lots of people have asked. I actually made these using my Cricut. I got on Amazon and bought 7 or 7.5 milliliter thick Mylar sheets of plastic, and I used my Cricut to cut them out. Okay. And then once I'm done, I can just peel it up, and I've got a spot where I accidentally got it underneath the stencil, so it's okay. We can touch that up later. Let me set this out of the way. Okay, and then, all right, for the windows, I'm using Palm Leaf by Apple Barrel, and I'm going to be using a brush that is, I don't know, about a 1/4 inch thick, wide, and I'm just going to go around the edges. Let me see if I can get this at an angle where you guys can see it real well. Maybe you guys can see that. And I'm just going to go around all the edges of the windows. And one thing I did that was a little different, instead of doing like a real squared off edge, I was kind of rounding it just a little bit. It kind of gives the whole thing just a slight softer look. I don't know if that makes much sense. I'll try to do a close-up shot in just a minute and show you what I mean. Okay, like here's an example of what I mean. Like on this side, I kind of rounded the corner. This side has not been rounded. It just kind of gives it a little bit of a softer look. Keeps it from being real rigid and harsh. Kind of keeps it looking a little bit artistic or cartoony or however you want to look at it. Has everybody had a good Tuesday? I've had a pretty good Tuesday. I decided to start potty training my 18-month-old today. And she actually did potty in the potty once tonight. But then we had 2 accidents, so maybe tomorrow will be better since I'm going to be home with her all day and we can focus on it a little bit. I just got some on the red. Let me fix that. Okay, and this green will take 2 coats. Right now it probably looks pretty good to you guys, but it's going to need another coat. I'm just going to do a line across the middle and then a line down this way. That's Charlie. Are you singing? Let me do this other window. Oh, and I forgot. I was going around the edges, kind of around these center pieces too. The window panes, I guess, if you will. Okay, and then let's work on this window pane. Ugh, I need to quit sticking my finger in the paint. I'm transferring it everywhere, making a mess. That's one thing I'm awful about. I always have paint all down my elbows by the time I'm done with this. I think it's because I prop my hand on the door hanger to steady it. Charlie's over here pulling all of my ribbon spools out of my bucket. She likes to stack them up like blocks. So right now I'm just painting these window panes, kind of going around the edges and rounding the edges. Hi Martha! I love it when you guys come on and say hi. It's been a while since I did a video. Life gets in the way, gets crazy busy, especially this time of year. I think this past week I had 4 parties within a 7-day period, so I've been pretty busy. Line down the middle, line down the middle this way. And then I'm going to round the edges. Does anybody have any questions? feel free to ask away. I'll be happy to try to answer while I'm painting. Okay, I've got all of those windows painted, and as you can see, all of the little hard edges are rounded. I think I missed that one, it looks like. Okay, the next thing, that's going to need another coat, but it's going to have to dry first. So the next thing I'm going to do is get another brush, and I already have on my plate some, let's see, this color is called King's Gold. It's kind of a lighter mustard yellow, and then just some white. And I'm going to scoop some of that up with my brush and put it in the middle here, and then scoop up some white, and I'm just going to mix them right here. And this is going to kind of create like a buttercream color, so that I can do like kind of light in the windows. So I'm just going to kind of put that down the window panes here. Whoops, that's too much, so I'm going to add some white, because I just want it to be a real soft glow. I probably should have done this before I painted my window panes. So for those of you watching this tutorial maybe later and painting them, do this before you paint your window panes, because this probably would have been easier if I didn't have to work around the green. Okay, so this is just creating a nice little warm glow in the windows. And I'm just getting a little bit of the buttercream, a little bit of the white, and smudging it together in there. I don't want it to look real super even. See, I didn't go all the way to the edges. It's just kind of right there in the middle. Hi, Whitney. I see you got online. Oh, I saw a question. And then add the scallops, windows, and doors. I'm not sure who put that question, but if you could post it again. It already disappeared halfway up there, and I couldn't read it all. So post it again, and I'll try to read it again. Needs some more white. Oops, I need more yellow now. It's kind of hard to get the right white to yellow ratio, but you just keep adding a tiny bit of white and a tiny bit of yellow till it looks right. And I'm going to add a little shadow in there later too with a darker yellow. But for right now, I'm just creating that nice light glow. There's the one that's been done. There's the one that hasn't. You can see the difference. So let's do the other one. Get a little bit more of that yellowy white and just kind of fill in the middle of the windows. Will you paint me a gray house? You know, Whitney, I was already thinking that you might like one of these for Christmas. But I wasn't quite sure what all colors to use. So maybe a gray house, but I was trying to think what color door it should have. So I'll need some tips if you want one. You're going to have to tell me what colors to use on everything. Whitney is my sister-in-law. Her and Wesley are building a house right now. And I thought that would be a nice gift for her. Apparently she was thinking the same thing. Okay, question again. When you painted the background, did you paint it red and then paint the scallops, windows, and door? I already had all of these shapes drawn out, so it was literally like paint by number. Green, yellow, red, white. And then I did white here, here, and here. And then I painted the green on top of the white. So I didn't layer any colors except for green on top of white here. Does that answer your question? What's the size? The size of the door hanger? Is that what you mean, Melissa? The size of the door hanger? This is probably about 18 inches tall. I'm not sure. If you're talking about the size of my brush, I'm not really sure what it's called either, but it's kind of a skinny, pointed brush. It's probably not the best brush to use for this. I probably should have used like a flat one, but I was kind of in a hurry, so I just grabbed whatever I could. You got here late. Can't hardly see. Good grief, I need glasses. Didn't catch the size. I don't know. I'm confused. But if you're coming in late, one of the things I did say in the beginning was if you guys will share this video, I will draw a name from the list of people who shared, and somebody will win one of these blank cutouts for free so that you can paint your own house door hanger. So be sure and share. Gandy's watching me. Hi, Gandy. Charlie heard me say Gandy. Now she's coming running over here. She's wanting to see who's on here. Okay, we've got both of the windows shaded. Now I need to shade this little thingy up here. A little half window, if you will. I'm just kind of doing like a light coat of yellowy white inside there. And it doesn't have to be real even because you don't want it to look super even. It kind of looks more, I don't know, natural when it's not perfect. I'm just going to do that. Can you see it? Okay. Now, the next thing we can do, let me get my brush back out of here, is the shading on the scallops up at the roof. Since I've already painted the roof, the King's Gold, I'm going to use this next color that's just a little darker called Golden Sunset. Here they are on my plate. You can kind of see that this is the King's Gold and this is the Golden Sunset. It's just like one shade darker. So I'm going to get it. Let me see if I can hold it where you can see. And I'm just going to do like a little swoop at the bottom of each little scallop. It's not going to be real noticeable, but when it's completely done, it'll just kind of give it that slight 3D effect. And it doesn't have to be real perfect, just do like a little swoop. I guess that's the technical term for it, a swoop underneath each scallop. I'm staying on the gold, but I just did a little, I don't even know if you guys can see that. Maybe. Okay. And then the next thing, actually, I just realized that's not what I did. I think I'm looking at the one I painted the other day. I didn't do a darker color. I did a lighter color along the bottom. So let's go back and do that again, but we're going to lighten up this color. So I'm going to take this King's Gold color again and mix it over here with a little bit of white just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. That's the trick for if you're wanting to do some shading. Use the same color that you already have been using and just add just a touch of white to it, or maybe a touch of black, or it depends on what color you're using. Like if I was trying to make a green darker, I would probably add a touch of blue to it instead of black. And that would kind of help it go a shade darker. Okay, much better. Now you can see that. I thought it didn't show up very well. Okay, so we've got that done. Hi, you coming over here to say hello? All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and kind of do just like a little, it's almost like a plaid pattern up here at the top. Number of people, oh, sorry. It was, Facebook Live was saying something on the screen. You did the share for the chance to win. Thank you, Melissa. All of you newbies, as you're coming in, if you'll share this video, you can get one of these cutouts for free. You have a chance to win one of the cutouts. Not everybody will get one, but I'll draw a name and somebody will win one of the cutouts for free. Okay, I'm kind of, oh, sorry, I just realized you guys can't even see. I'm doing like a little plaid pattern up here. So I did little lines going that way, and I'm doing lines going this way. It just kind of gives it like a little thatched look. And then I'm going to dip my brush in just a tiny bit of white and just kind of go up those same streaks, and it just gives it a little bit more dimension so it's not so flat looking. And I'm just going to trace right over the top of those same lines real lightly. Kind of makes it look like a little bit of a plaid pattern. Okay, the next thing is I need to outline this little window thingy. I'm just going to do little lines kind of going across. It's kind of like one of those attic windows, I guess. That line did not want to go real straight, but it's okay. So I did little lines up there. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Christy. Oh, you're the sister of Latest Project with Liz. We've been talking a lot on Facebook, on Instagram. She says she's not on Facebook, so Liz says she's going to be watching the video later on YouTube. She and I both have do door hangers, and she's been sharing ideas with me, and I've been sharing ideas with her. She's very talented. Okay, I'm just doing a second coat real quick on these window panes here. Hi, Angel. Glad you're able to join me tonight. Let's see. If anybody wanted to order one of these cutouts and you didn't win the drawing for sharing it, they're $15 each. And if you need it shipped, I think shipping is like $7.50. So just shoot me a private message and say, hey, I want to order one of the house cutouts, and I will ship it to you this week. And it will already have like all of these shapes drawn out on it so that you can kind of paint by number, so to speak. So it shouldn't be as hard because you won't have to draw it all yourself. I'm just doing a second coat on these little panes real quick. That way they look nice and filled in. Hi, Angela. So glad all you guys are saying hi to me and coming online. Makes me feel like I'm not sitting here talking to myself. Okay, I'm going to do another coat on this little window up here. It's already dry. Okay, now for the bottom. Oh, I don't know why I'm washing my brush out. I forgot I have to do an outline around this little bottom circle thingy. I need to move my plate where I can reach my paint better. Hang on a second. Oh, and this green is called palm leaf, in case you were wondering. Hi, Linda. I make it look so easy. Thank you. Lots of people say that at the parties, and I'm like, well, I do it 2 or 3 times a week. Hi, 2 or 3 times a week at least, so I get plenty of practice. I imagine anybody who's doing something this often and this many times a week would be bound to get better at it. So I'm thankful for all the paint parties that I've got going on right now. They keep me busy and helps me get better. By the way, if anybody is in the Murray area and has been wanting to attend a party, there is a fundraiser going on November the 10th, I believe. I'm not sure on the time. I think it might be 5:30. It is a fundraiser for Soup for the Soul Soup Kitchen in Murray, Kentucky. The cost is $35 a person. Everybody gets to pick whatever they want to paint. So if you wanted to paint one of these houses, you could totally do that, or you could paint, anything really. And like I said, it's $35 a person. If we have more than 25 people show up, then the soup for the kitchen, I can't even talk. The soup kitchen gets a boost in how much they get per person. Like normally they would be getting $10 per person for a donation, but then if they have like 25 people or more, they'll be getting $15 per person. So if you hop on my page and go over to the event section, I think it's on the left hand side of the screen. You scroll down, it'll say like about and photos and all that. You keep scrolling and you click events. It'll show all of my paint parties that I've got on my calendar, and you can click on the Soup for the Soul one and you can join it. Anybody can join it. It's a public event. I'm just going to touch up this chevron real quick because I kind of made a mess of it with that stencil. Luckily, white covers everything. Okay. Now for the fun part, the door. We're going to get a real pointy little brush like this, and I've got my greens here. I probably need a little bit more of this light green, I think. And I'm just going to take my brush and dip it in this dark green and get just a tiny bit of that light green and kind of swirl them together right here in the middle. and it's going to kind of mix the two colors and make just a slightly darker lime green. And so I'm going to take the darker color, let me see if I can get where you can see, and I'm going to just kind of do like an L shape. That's not quite dark enough, so I'm going to mix just a little bit more of this green. I'm going to do an L shape going down this way, and then another one down here. And it's going to look funny for a few minutes till I get it all done, and then I'm going to do another L shape here. These are like the little panels in the door. Okay, so can you see that? I've got L shapes going down the right hand side of the door. I know it's flipped on your screen probably. They probably look like they're going the other direction. It really doesn't matter which direction they're going, because it just matters that you've got them all going the same direction. So I've got like these little upside down L shapes going down the length of the door. And then I'm going to take this same lime green that I had and just add a little bit of white. Let's see. Get a little bit of white up here, and I'm going to swirl it together and make a kind of a lime sherbet green. It's going to be a lighter lime green. And that's going to be the lighter shadow going the other way. So I'm going to go down and then over. And I'm kind of making a rectangle with the two shades, but one is light and one is dark. Down and over. I like these pointy little brushes, but they sure don't hold on to very much paint. Okay, and then I'm just kind of get just a little bit of a lighter green than this, and just kind of, well, that's not working out either. Let me mix it again. I don't want it as dark as this, but I don't want it as light as the other, so I'm just gonna kind of streak it down the middle. It might not even show up on your screen as well, but it just kind of gives it a little bit more texture. It's just a slightly different color of green in those middle parts. And so you can see it kind of looks three-dimensional. And then the thing that really kind of makes it all set off is when you add the white accents, but I'm not quite ready for that part yet. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is do the shading in the windows. Hi Beverly, I just now saw your message. Thank you for sharing. For those of you just now coming on, like I said, if you guys will share the video for me, I'm going to be drawing a name from those who share, and somebody will get a free blank Christmas house door hanger for them to paint themselves. Okay, I have mixed a couple of the yellow and the white, and I'm just going to kind of do the same thing in the windows. That might be just a tad dark. Let me try just using like some King's Gold here. And that just creates little shadows in the windows. Yeah, I think the King's Gold looks better. Just use just that, because we use that and the white for the coloring inside the windows. See how it kind of gives it a three-dimensional effect? And you don't really have to shade it going the other direction because you already have all that white in the background. The next thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and do the wreaths on the windows. Let me find the little brush I was using for that. It was great. Okay. This little brush is kind of unique. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but the tip of it is kind of squared off, but it's still pretty pointy. It's a little bitty brush. And I've just found out it's really good for like doing tiny little dots. Hi Megan. Send it to your house, Greenbrier, Tennessee. I might do that. And then okay, I've got some green, some palm leaf green. Let me look where I put it. And I'm just going to kind of do dots in a circle. I don't know if you guys can see or not, but I'm just going to do a bunch of little bitty dots going in a circle so that it looks kind of like a holly wreath. And they don't have to be perfect. It's just dotting them on there. And I kind of want it thick enough that it looks like a wreath, but I don't want it to be like a solid green circle. So I'm just keep dotting until it looks slightly thick enough for me. And then we'll go back and add little red dots in a minute. It doesn't look real circular. Hang on. It's hard to do this and kind of turn it toward you guys at the same time. Okay, let's do this side. Little dots, little dots. And then we're going to do the same technique underneath the windows for like the little window block box flowers. It's all those little touches that kind of make a door hanger just look like $1,000,000. It's all the little details. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing down here. It's like little window box flowers, I guess. I'm not even drawing a window box. I'm just dotting the little flowers down here. And on these, I'm actually going to do the lime green and the dark green. So I'm not even going to wash my brush out. I'm just going to go ahead and dip it in the lime green and just do little dots on top of the other dots, just so that it looks a little bit mixed. There's a look close up. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other window. And I think I want it to come up, actually I should do this one up a little higher because I want it to kind of come up above the window too, so that it's not just below the window. I want it to kind of look like you could see it from inside the house. So I'm going to add a few more up high. Okay, get some lime green. Huh? Aren't you about ready for bed? Oh, no, don't do that. You'll knock my camera down. And you'll topple that chair on top of yourself. Okay, I've got the little window box flowers. I'm going to wash my brush out because next I'm going to do some little red dots. Charlie's trying to steal the show. Okay, the red I'm using is called flamenco red. You know, kind of like a flamenco dancer. Not flamingo, flamenco. And I'm just dotting it on there. It's just kind of a slightly darker red. It shows up and it covers better. I'm going to do this in the window boxes and in the wreath. Hi, Brandy. Thank you for sharing. Hey, Brittany. Thank you. I appreciate the shares. Lots of new people find me that way. Okay, I don't want to do too many inside the holly wreath, but I'll just kind of dot them randomly on there. Gives it some color. Okay, let me show you a close-up. There you go. Okay, next we get to add snow to everything. So let me find a good brush. Oh, my back's starting to hurt. Okay, I'm just going to use like a little 1/4-inch size brush and get some white. And we're going to do it, we're going to do it kind of on the, actually I probably need a thicker brush to start with because I'm wanting to cover quite a bit of area up here. And I need some more white paint. Okay, so I'm going to use probably a thicker brush and just do kind of a coat of white all along the roof. And then we'll kind of give it some shape here in a minute. I just want it to look like there's a little bit of a blanket of snow on the roof. And then instead of just leaving it like that, the best thing to do to kind of make it look like snow is just kind of do little wavy lines like that. And then occasionally do like a little drip, like there's some icicles coming down. So, can you see? And then I'm going to paint the edges because it just makes it look so much better when you do that. Makes it look more like you took more time to care about the little things. Okay, let me do another coat along this part of the roof. I'm going to go ahead and do it kind of underneath the chimney there. And then I'm also going to do it on top of the chimney in just a second. We're just getting down a good layer of white. And then I'm going to go back and kind of do like wavy lines, kind of make it look like it's not real even on there, but give it some icicles. And we're not done with the snow yet. I'm also going to do some light gray on it here in a few minutes to kind of give it some depth. And I'm doing the same thing up here, just kind of, it doesn't have to look perfect, it's just messy, wavy lines. Okay, let me show you a close-up. See how I just kind of waved it on there? I feel like it needs another icicle on this side to balance it. I'm going to make this one just a little bigger. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to need some snow, because the snow doesn't just fall on the roof, it also gets kind of on the windows and things. So put it along the top of this little attic window, and then along the tops of the other windows. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just kind of like smooshing my brush across there. I'm not really trying to make a perfect line or anything. The snow's just kind of piling on there, and then I'm going to do just a little bit at the top of the door. I think that's the only places I did snow. Let me look at my other one. Yeah. Okay, so then I can take a pointier brush and get just a tad bit of, it's a brand new bottle, hang on. Oh, Beverly said something. After she finished with the video, you can go back and watch the whole video. Yes, if you feel like you're jumping in the middle of the project, if you want, you can hang around and watch for a little bit, or you can wait till I'm completely done with the video, and then you can go back and watch it from the beginning. But while it's live, what is going on with this paint bottle? It's like all gooped up. It's brand new too. It's acting dried out. But while it's live, it won't let you rewind. Oh shoot, y'all. I got paint on my boob. Hang on just a second. Let me see if I can get this out, because this is like one of my favorite shirts. Farmhouse 31. If you do get paint on your clothes, it's best to get some water and kind of wash it off as soon as possible. Because if it does set in, it's harder to get out. Like, if that had set in and I hadn't noticed it till later, according to Pinterest, you can get some rubbing alcohol and scrub it out. But I mean, I've had some bad luck with that. But the only time I've ever tried it was with, like, black paint. So, okay, I'm using Granite Gray. It's this one right here. And some more white. And I'm just going to kind of mix the gray and the white just a tiny bit to make it a little bit lighter. Not to mention this gray is super thick, even though it's a brand new bottle. I'm not sure what's going on with it. But I just want a slightly darker white. It kind of creates a shadow so that the snow's a little bit more three-dimensional looking. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of go along the edge of the bottom of the snow. It may not even show up too well on your computer screens or your phone screens. It's crazy paint. Let me add some water. Maybe that'll help. So it's Granite Gray, but it's been watered down and kind of added some white to it to kind of make it a little lighter. And I'm just adding this to the white to kind of give it some dimension. That didn't get real white. I'm going to add some more white to that, because since I painted it on top of the green, it didn't really cover as good. Now I'm just babbling to myself. Sorry, folks. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put some up here on the thing. Okay. I don't know if you can see the difference in that or not. Can you see it? It says, can we order a blank to paint ourselves? Yes, Becky, you can. They are $15 each. And you have a chance to win a free one if you share this video. So if you want, go ahead and do that. What else am I forgetting to do on this? Oh, all of the little white highlights. Get you a pointy brush, dip it in some white, and just kind of streak with a light hand across all of these little window panes, and it kind of makes it look like the light is bouncing off of them. Do you need something? Can you say hi? Yes. Lean your head in here so you can see yourself. This is Brett. He wants to say hi. Okay, go back and play. You've only got a few more minutes till bedtime. Okay, so I'm doing that, and then I'm going to do it on the window panes. And this is what kind of makes everything just look alive. Just do little streaks on all the window pane edges. I probably need to watch it, or I'm going to end up with it on my shirt again. You trying to tear something up? Uh-oh, that's right. Uh-oh. And I'm just doing little highlights around the edge of this, the border of this. It just makes it look a little bit more interesting. And then I'm going to do some down the door. And across the top of the door. Oh, I forgot one more thing. There's so many layers to this that it's easy to forget what you wanted to do. Okay, I'm going to get my 1/4 inch brush back out, and I'm using, all over this part, I painted, what color is that? Bright red. So now I'm using the darker red, the flamenco red. See the two differences in the red? And I'm going to go around the edges of everything with this flamenco red. It just kind of gives it a little bit, give me that. Charlie's stealing my paint bottles while I'm not watching her. Yeah, put them up here on the table. It's a circus in here tonight. That's why I usually try to do these videos after the kids are in bed. But Charlie got a late nap this afternoon, and so she's still up. And I'm just kind of streaking this all along the borders of everything, like the doors, the windows, around the edges. Sorry, I just realized I'm kind of out of the camera view. You can't really see what I'm doing. Just going around the edges of everything with this darker red, and you can just barely see it, but it makes a difference in how everything looks. It just kind of gives everything a little bit more of a three-dimensional look. Hi, Tina from North Carolina. And Belinda, I think you have more paint on you. Ah, do I? Yep, I do. Thank you for watching out for me. Luckily, this is just a tiny little spot. That probably will wash out. I need to wear my Southern Adoornments t-shirt because it's already got paint like intentionally flicked on it so that this doesn't happen. But yay! Come bring my paint bottles back. Okay, next I'm going to take this flamenco red again and just kind of go up under each of these little scallops. And it will look like it's casting a shadow on the house. We are almost done. And then I'm going to do a little bit of one kind of around this attic window. Across the top of the door. Ta-da! Ta-da! Do y'all hear Charlie? Ta-da! Ta-da! Dun, ta-da! Okay, can you see the dimension? Okay. Let me look at my other one, see if there's anything I'm forgetting. I've only painted this once before, so it's easy to forget what all I did last time. I think the next thing to do is to paint the words on there. So, hello Savannah from Indiana. All right, that rhymes, Savannah from Indiana. Let me remember what kind of brush I used the last time. I think it was one of these for the lettering. Shh. I did turn on Sesame Street for her, but it's kind of, it's off now. Hey, bring me the remote and I'll turn Sesame Street back on. Go get the remote. Do you want to watch Sesame Street? Oh, it does need a doorknob. You're right. Well, I don't know because on the original one, when you put the words on there, it kind of hides all of that. So I don't know if you'd be able to see the doorknob anyways. Okay. This is for, who's this for? Sarah, I think it was. And I got to remember what the last name was I got to put on this. I know it was house number 111, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little black dot for the edge of the house number. If you didn't want the house number on here, you could totally put like established and then the year you got married or something. I knew I should have wrote down the name of what's supposed to go on here. Sarah, if you're watching. Or sorry, no, Rachel, not Sarah. Shaw, is it Shaw? Is that what's supposed to go on? Is that the name that's supposed to be on here, the Shaw family? I've already forgotten what you told me to put on here. I just remembered the house number. I've talked to so many people this week. The Shaws. Okay, the Shaw family. So let's see if I can do this where y'all can watch. Maybe you can see like this. Let's see. I was trying to see how high up I started it last time. Like right in here, I think. And yes, I'm freehanding these letters, but I have a lot of practice with this. If you aren't comfortable doing hand lettering, there's a tutorial on one of my other videos. It was the candy corn video. At the end of the video, it kind of shows you how to do lettering using something you've printed out from your computer. So you could use that method if you want. No, I'm using my phone to record the video. You can't play on it right now. Linda said that will be gorgeous. Yes, thank you. Okay, the Shaw family. So let's do S. Whoops, my S didn't. My kids are being loud tonight, y'all. Don't mind the chaos. Embrace the chaos. That's my motto. I'm just filling in this black a little deeper. Please don't touch my brushes. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Well, you're going to have to wait till I'm done. I'm still recording the video. Oh. Okay. And then family. Y'all go back to the bedroom till I'm done. I'm almost done. Any way they can to get in the video. Y'all notice I get real quiet whenever I'm painting the words. I have to concentrate or I'll end up misspelling something. Okay, the Shaw family. Okay, and then the last thing to do would be to get another skinny little pointy brush again. And I'm just going to take white and I'm going to mix just a tiny bit of black in it because I don't like for it to be super bright white. It's going to be just kind of a off-white gray, I guess. And I'm just going to do little streaks inside each of the words to make it look like the light's hitting them. But you do have to use a super skinny brush for this, otherwise you get too much shading. I feel like that was just a tad much, so I'm going to go down a size and brush. I may end up adding some black to that to darken it up a bit. You don't have to do this step, it's just kind of another touch, I guess, to give it more interest. Thank you for sharing, Heather and Tina. Haven't figured it out yet, but I love the handwriting. Thank you. It does take practice, especially to do different kinds of fonts and stuff. You just kind of have to study what the letters look like, I guess, and kind of figure, practice them. And I'm better at writing with a paintbrush than I am with an ink pen. I would have a hard time making letters this cute with an ink pen. But for some reason, I'm able to do it with a brush. Who knows why? I'm going to do them in the letter, or the numbers, the house numbers. Okay. Oh, one more spot up here. I think I'm done. I'm not going to make a bow on the video tonight because I need to be getting my kiddos in bed. But the bow I made for this one, I've done a tutorial on one of my other videos for it. You pretty much just take like 6 strips of ribbon that are about 15 inches long, and you make loops, and you just attach all the loops together using a pipe cleaner and then fluff out the loops and then bring the little tails forward. It's not very hard. So I'm sure there's a video for it on Pinterest if you wanted to look up a video for it. But thank you for stopping by and watching me paint, and I hope you love it, Rachel. And I'll try to get on again next week and do this. We'll see how my week goes. But thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Oh, look, and we hit 72 viewers. That's awesome. I think that's like a new record. So thank you, everybody, for sharing. If you haven't shared it yet, go ahead and share it, because you could win a chance to get one of these cutouts for free, and you could paint your own little house. If you want to order one, they're $15 each for the blank cutouts. If you want me to paint one for you, they're $35 each. Just shoot me a private message. Thank you. You guys have a good night.